Volkswagen is in a lot of trouble, and this is because of the electric vehicle mandate. It is literally choking the brand. Volkswagen workers have launched a 2-hour strike last week at 9 plants across Germany to underscore their resistance to pay cuts, not that I blame them, factory closures to the company, and they say that this is necessary because European auto sales have dropped off. Why is this important to the US and Volkswagen auto sales? This is more than a warning. This is very concerning. Volkswagen is warning of global layoffs, factory closures, and even its overall survival. Now, what is the culprit? It's the electric vehicle mandate. And Volkswagen argues that it must lower costs in Germany to level out a competitive playing field, not just with China, but with all the brands. And by lowering costs in Volkswagen plants in Eastern Europe and South America, they hope that this will help. The so-called warning strikes from employees is a common tactic in Germany as they wage negotiations with their union, IG Metall Industrial Union, which is like our US UAW. Now, Volkswagen Group is demanding a 10% pay cut across 120 German workers, and it has said it can't avoid shedding factory capacity that is no longer needed, which means they're not making nearly as many cars, and the cost is the employees have to take a pay cut. I think the executives should take a pay cut because they're getting overpaid. But employee representatives say the company has proposed closing 3 of its German plants. And that's a problem, and hopefully that doesn't impact the US and the plant we have here in Chattanooga. There's a lot of factors involved. Higher costs, increased competition from Chinese automakers has hurt the German car manufacturer, and Volkswagen builds factories to supply the European car market, which is around 16 million vehicles sold annually. But now it faces a demand of around only 14 million. And that's a huge drop off, which means lack of profits, lack of sales, lack of everything, and it means less workers. Now, how is this EV mandate hurting Volkswagen and other brands? Well, that may shock you. I'll tell you what to expect next, but first I want to remind you to like this video and subscribe to this channel to keep up on what's going on in the automotive world. Volkswagen has been forced to make cars that consumers aren't willing to pay for, with the all-EV mandate being really painful. But this was their own fault because of the Dieselgate debacle, and we've covered that on our channel as well. And I still love diesel vehicles, and they are still making them across the world, but just not here in the US other than in trucks. Now, where are we now? President Trump will end the EV mandate here in the US. It has now reached the end of the road, and the response from the Volkswagen Group has been seemingly alarming messages. In recent weeks, they stated in quote, "We may have to close plants in Germany for the first time ever. We may have only 1 or 2 years left to turn the company around." That's very alarming or shocking, and that's a serious problem. The Volkswagen Group includes numerous car brands sold in different regions of the world. Its namesake Volkswagen brand, which we all know, but they also own Skoda, Seat, Audi, Porsche, Lamborghini, and Bentley. Some pretty big brands, and some of them are my favorites. But only a few years ago, the Volkswagen Group was almost tied with Toyota in terms of total number of vehicles sold globally. And in the past 5 years, well, that has changed. Volkswagen has fallen behind Toyota in terms of sales dramatically. Starting sometime around the middle of 2023, Volkswagen's metrics started falling into the red zone, and literally every front. Sales and profitability have been falling, and the drastic measures are now the result. The problem is that governments from China to Europe to the US have decided that they will force the automotive market against the will of the automakers and the consumers to manufacture and buy only pure electric vehicles starting in the coming years. The tools have been employed to achieve their coercive goal include raising the cost of gasoline through the purchase of taxes, raising the price of gasoline taxes, incentivizing EV ownership with and HOV lanes, free parking, lower fees, subsidized electric vehicles with tax credits, and rebates. Some countries and cities are even banning gasoline cars from city centers, all in an effort to force you to go to an electric car whether you want it or not. The problem with those measures is that they are either expensive, and they can also be extremely unpopular. Governments around the world facing ballooning deficits and subsidized electric cars to the tune of thousands of dollars per vehicle sold have become more than a political problem. It's become a huge financial problem, and this has put a lot of countries in a very difficult financial position. Is there an outcome in the electric vehicle mandate that would be positive for Volkswagen? Well, the fact is that this crippling Volkswagen sales numbers and the profitability of this European company and the US EV mandates are forcing Volkswagen to sell an increasing mix that eventually could reach 100% of its cars produced by strictly battery electric vehicles. That is a problem, not just the investment in the battery plant, but in the cars. This needs to be turned around, and we're starting to see that. The electric vehicle mandate is on the cusp of becoming an even more detrimental economic catastrophe for the European car market. Hence, Volkswagen's recent warnings about factory closings, layoffs, and potential non-survival within 1 to 2 years from now. Now all of this is becoming a reality, and the car industry has been suffering with subpar profitability for years. Volkswagen is sounding the alarm more than it has ever done before, and that is their reality. They need to be able to produce cars that you want to buy and that they want to make, and again, without the government intervening. The bottom line is, it should be a lesson to the US as well. Watch how the electric vehicle mandate has hurt the Volkswagen Group. It could be the end for the brand, and it's not far away for Stellantis, Nissan, and others, and we've discussed that on this channel. I don't want to be negative. We want to be positive. Let's try to turn this around. As the U.S. will lift the electric vehicle mandate in this coming January of 2024, we hope that other countries will follow, and we're seeing today what could be the collapse of the automakers. And if you think, oh, who cares? What's the big deal? Well, this will impact the world economy, not just a company. It'll impact you. It'll impact your local communities. Removing the mandates is the best choice. It's the smartest economic move, and it'll let consumers buy what they want to buy from different brands. And brands will build the vehicles with a profit, and that will give us jobs and a better economy, and you will get to drive what you want to drive. We'll be continuing to cover the auto industry, the pluses and the minuses. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this, and check out our car review channel, Car Smarts. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee, and if you want even more content, check out the links in the description. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.